Jesus is not angry at the rich young ruler who goes away sad. He insists on hanging on his gold. He's not angry at that guy. He's brokenhearted. He's not angry at the people who are caught in systems of this world that enslave. He's angry at the systems, not the people. His heart breaks for these people, but he's not angry. Where Jesus gets angry at people in the Bible are when there are religious leaders who are perpetuating systems that keep people away from God. Then Jesus gets angry. So, for example, in Mark chapter 3, it's the Sabbath day, and there's a guy and his hand is withered, and Jesus knows that the religious leaders are watching him to see if he's going to heal this guy on the Sabbath, because if he heals him on the Sabbath, they're going to accuse him of violating the law. So Jesus looks at the religious leaders and he says, hey, I got a question for you. Is it illegal to do a good thing ever? I mean, that's my paraphrase, but that's what he says. Illegal to do a good thing. Is it ever illegal? Well, it's a condemning question to these guys, right? And so they can't answer, right? And then this is what it says. So Jesus looked around the room, and it says he was grieved and angry at their hardness of heart. Why? Because they had developed a religious system that would rather see you remain sick than healed and come to Christ. So that, listen, any religious systems that we make that build walls and then end up saying to people, hey, you're welcome to come, but look like us, think like us, vote like us, believe like us, act like us, everyone's welcome, just be like us. Jesus is mad. Why? Because Jesus doesn't do that. Jesus says, I will meet you here, right? Jesus isn't calling us up some mountain so that only the fit survive. Jesus is going down the mountain to be with us so that he'll walk with us through the storms and valleys and difficulties of life. That's our calling, to be with one another in exactly the same way. And so Jesus gets mad when these religious systems keep people out. Jesus gets mad when these religious systems hurt children. He says, man, if you cause one of these little ones to stumble, it would be better to put your feet in cement and throw you in the Duwamish. Again, my paraphrase, right? So this kind of brings us to, I think, an important conclusion. Jesus' desire is that we be incarnational with one another and with our world, and then walk with people toward Christ. That's his desire. And anytime I put up a barrier, then that barrier is what makes Jesus angry. If I'm united with Christ, then God will take me places incarnationally where I can shine his light, and when I shine his light and the presence of Christ is in a setting, people either respond to the light and good things happen, or people reject the light, or both. But my calling is to draw near to this full expression of God, Jesus, who loves everyone, who crosses social divides, who lays down weapons, who turns the other cheek, who goes the second mile. This is God. And I'm called then, as God's image bearer, as you are, to live yoked with Christ. So I want to be obsessed with Christ. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 1. Since Christ is the full and final representation, for this reason we must what? Pay much closer attention to Christ, lest we drift away.